This month, a horse makes us cry. We successfully mate a bulldog with a Shih Tzu. We take our first trip to Craggy Island and Central Perk. We play with our Lego Star Wars, then plug into the Matrix whilst Keanu looks for his dog's killer, and we find out what is the meaning of life.
I'd like to talk to you about a menace, threatening humanity. It's happening right here, in our very homes, and corrupting the lives of our loved ones.
Maybe they're friendly.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Electronic Eggs podcast. It is just 2 again this time. There's no Danny, he's lost his voice.
Oh no.
Which, yeah, it's very sad. So I'm just joined by Paul Mamamanagunagun.
It just goes on for about 20 minutes saying that, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, I hope Danny gets his voice back. No wonder he'd be useless tonight. So we'll have to do just as well, make up his talking as well. I think we can do that.
I think you could do that, Paul.
I think I could. It sounds like a challenge that
Definitely
no one
is.
ever asked for. Good to be back again. Oh, I know.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
I'm sorry I missed your Switch 2 one. That would have been interesting to obviously discuss it there and then, but I have listened to it, so obviously was aware of your thoughts on it. And
I think having Switch 2 in the description managed to bump our listenership up massively.
Ooh,
As that episode had record downloads by
excellent.
a lot. So I'm thinking people want to hear that Nintendo Switch stuff, don't they?
They do. So are you going to just put Switch 2 in every single title now?
Yeah,
and just
never talk about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But what we will talk about, Paul, is the month of April in 1985, 1995, 2005, and 2015. And we'll go through the movies, the music, the news, the games, the television of those months. So we'll kick us off then with movies. In 1985, only one real movie of any worth was released in 1985 in the UK, and that was The Never-Ending Story, which originally came out in Germany, first of all, on April the 6th, 1984, so nearly a whole year prior, and then in July 1984 in America. So, I mean, that's a huge delay in the UK getting this movie.
That happened quite a lot, though, back then, and that really surprised me, because now, you know, like, if it's a month after America, we tend to moan nowadays. I know you always had that big gap between, say, rental and being able to buy it or whatever, but a year after release just seems like a lifetime. Could you imagine that nowadays? Where it'd be like, well, so many people would be finding ways to download it or something like that. But It just sounds odd hearing that. But then again, we are going back 40 years. So, you know, maybe people had a bit more patience.
I mean, the movie is a German movie, really. But it's because it's made by Wolfgang Petersen, who co-wrote the screenplay and directed the movie. Quite a few people in the production company were German as well, so it's quite a German production considering it's a English language movie. Which
I did not know that. I didn't realise at all it was German. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm aware of Wolfgang Petersen's work. Well, some of it.
Das Boot.
Yes, that is what I was thinking of, and maybe U571. No, I don't know. I'm just thinking of boat films now.
He also did Air Force One.
Oh God, yeah. See, that's brilliant. I love that. But just because of Harrison Ford.
Get off my plane.
I love it. Plus, you got Gary Oldman being a bad guy again, which is always good.
Bad guy very well, doesn't it? We should really talk about Never-Ending Story. So
Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
I did originally watch this on VHS. No, not VHS. Betamax. Tell a lie.
You and your Betamax collection.
Yeah. If I ever say I watched it on VHS and it was before 1990, I'm lying. It would have been.
Oh God, it's so depressing.
Yeah. Not really. Superior quality, mate.
Yeah, but no one ever had it, you know.
Well, we did.
I know. Oh,
We did with our
Christ.
Sony player. Yeah. So yeah, the Neverending Story is about a young boy called Bastian who is he's more comfortable, isn't he, in a fantasy world and inside his own head rather than actually being part of the real world. And you know,
Aren't we all?
we
You
all
know,
are. Yeah. Is it his granddad he lives with? Because it's not his
he
parents,
tells him
is
the
it?
story. It rings, but I've not seen this for probably about 30 years because my sister used to love it, and like there's certain films that she used to watch again and again and again, and eventually you just go, oh God, I can't be in the same room as this anymore. You know,
Yeah, but yeah, I can't remember
his
the last time.
granddad rings a bell. His granddad
Yeah,
does
I'm
ring
pretty
a
sure
bell.
it is. And then because so he in the book he's reading, it's got the character Atreyu in it, another
Yeah.
young boy who's then it's he kind of looks like the guy from Shadow of the Colossus, doesn't he? Like that sort of
Yes. Yeah.
appearance. And yeah, so he then he has his horse. Obviously, we won't go into too many spoilers on that, but the horse dies, gets sucked under.
You can't really get much more spoilery than that. You
It's a
know.
40-year-old film, and
Yeah.
if you've still got Betamax, you can watch it. So you know, we know it
We
was
can
released
lend
on
you a
that.
copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So and then yeah, it's just about him reading the story, isn't it? Through like and trying to get the hero to the end.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
it was part of that big fantasy boom. You know, people couldn't get enough of stuff like this.
no,
And I feel like people our age, we've got like a lot of fondness for those films. You know, it was like the escapism and, the films that basically were on TV quite a lot as well. Anything to do with family fantasy films. That, I don't know, like, it's definitely over time. I don't feel like we
yeah.
get as many of them anymore.
No, films now are a bit too dark, aren't they, and edgy?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Um,
Labyrinth came out, around this time as well. Like within a couple of years,
and the Dark
and
Crystal and
yeah,
stuff
Dark
like that.
Crystal as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Legend as well. The Tim Curry and Tom Cruise
Tom
one as
Cruise,
well.
which
And then also you've
the
got the
inspired
ones.
link.
Yeah, and like years before with the Ray Harryhausen, fantasy type things. It's just people loved fantasy back then. I think then it just went away for quite a while, but it's never got the same heart and emotion that these ones have. I
Yeah.
mean the fact that 40 years on this is still thought of so highly, we won't really talk about the sequels, at least not the third one.
No, let's never talk about
No.
that. Even though Jack Black is in it,
Yes, a very young Jack Black.
very young Jack Black. But that's not. It's not a great movie, is it? The third one.
No.
I don't even remember the second one.
No, but I don't think the gap was that long though. I'm sure it was only. I
think
remember
it was
just the jokes going, "Oh, I thought it
1990,
never
wasn't it?
ended." Really,
And
that
then
long? I thought it was only
1984.
like a couple of years. Fair enough.
Yeah, maybe in a
This is
couple
where
of years from when
usually.
you watched it. Like you
Yeah,
in '85, you'd probably watched it '88 or something.
yeah.
So because it would have been on TV in around about '87, '88, wouldn't it? So
They always made a big deal of it, didn't they? That
yeah,
that has got Christmas Day movie written all over it.
yeah,
Back then.
yeah. For the
Yeah.
kids in the morning, that one.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
would be Toy Story 4 now?
Yeah.
It would be Never Ending Story in the '80s. But yeah, that was the movie. It was a massive success. Obviously, it had a great theme tune as well. The
Lamar
Never Ending
from Wigan.
Story.
From Wigan,
Really?
the singer. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh,
gonna just Google that now, but I'm almost certain because we have Limal, because this got brought up quite a few times, and it's absolutely great. But again, the big 80s soundtrack.
yeah, yeah. The films had theme tunes back then, didn't they? So that
Yes,
was
of course. Yeah, Pemberton, Wigan, so about 2 miles, 3 miles away from where I live. He's now 66. His real name, Christopher Hamill. Sorry, this is so partridge, it's untrue. But there you go. Paul's fact of the day. Yeah.
So yeah, that was the never-ending story. So moving on to music then. Easy Lover was
Yes.
still number one for the first couple of weeks of the month of April, which is Philip Bailey and Phil Collins. The
Still a
Two
good
Phils,
song.
still a good
Still a
song.
good song. Yes.
But then for 2 weeks we got We Are the World, USA for Africa, which was a shit version of like Live Aid sort of thing, wasn't it? So we are
Yeah.
the world.
We
Yeah.
are the future.
Yeah, it's kind of crap. So I don't want to talk about the song anymore.
We should have
So
put us on it with tones like that.
yeah, I know, right? I'm surprised I haven't been signed up by anyone yet after my performances recently. Anyway, so albums of that month we had the Secret of Association by Paul Young, which had
Yes.
the song. Oh God, what was it? Wherever I Lay My Hat. I'm pretty sure it was that
Yes.
one.
A
Was it?
great
Was it that
song.
one? Was it
Yeah,
that one? Hold on, let me double check because I know it
because
was.
it could be on that Parlez-Vous as well. Had
No,
like a
it's
lot of
Every
big
Time
hits
You
on
Go
it.
Away. That was the big hit. Every
Yes.
time you go away, you take a piece of meat with you. And we all thought it was a piece of meat, didn't we, when we were children?
Yes, of course. But it's funny you should say that because my Paul Young fact was I was at my dad's a week ago, and we were talking about what do you want for supper because the kids were stopping over, and we said, "Oh, you can have some toast." And then my dad started singing a song about toast. I went, "What you want about?" He goes, "Oh, it's this band. I can't bloody remember what they're called." But Paul Young was the singer from like 1978. I was like, "That's not Paul Young." I was like, "All right," because he was in a couple of bands before. It was like a one-hit wonder. Well, it was a song about toast. I've not gone crazy.
And
This
then you
does
sang about meat.
exist. Yeah, let me think about meat instead. And then
Yeah.
Morrissey be annoyed at him. But no, yeah. So
I don't recognise any
in
of
a
the other
week.
songs on that album.
It must be that is it Parlez-Vous or Parley? That one with oh God, why don't you come back?
Oh, I love that
Please
song.
hurry. That is amazing. That song.
Why don't
Yeah.
you give for good this time? That one. Yeah.
Did you read the book of love? Sorry. Right. Anyway, look, people are gonna
So we
just
liked
go
the
outside
previous
mad.
album. We didn't
Yes,
like the Secret of Association. So
it's probably got the odd bit on.
the
Oh,
other number
Hits
one
2.
album.
What's on that?
Yeah, the Hits 2 album. So that was a compilation, obviously, that you can with various artists. So you had things like Dead or Alive, You Spin Me Around, Baby Right Round.
Yes, like a
You
record.
had God, what else was there? Prince 1999, Easy Lover, again, that's there. What else is on there? Foreigner wanting to know what love is, coming over here, wanting to know what love is. One of the songs from Secret of Association is on there. Everything Must Change by Paul Young.
Okay.
Yeah, one I don't
Basically, all the
remember.
hits.
Yeah. ZZ Top, Legs, Mick Jagger, Just Another Night, and Shakin' Stevens, Breaking Up My Heart. True
Okay.
story. I won a talent contest when I was 3 or 4 as Shaky Stevens.
Right. Okay.
My mum dressed me in the denim, and then I sang one of his songs. I don't know which one. I was 3 or 4. I don't remember.
This old house. I bet it's this old house.
Yeah, and I won a
Oh
talent
God.
competition that year.
Oh,
Yeah,
well done.
while we were on holiday. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
I know.
That's
Bet it was
still
a
the highlight
record
of my
token.
life.
Record token or a book token? Because that's what all the prizes were back then.
I honestly don't remember what it was. All I can remember is pictures of me in my mum's photo albums. Photo albums for
Wow.
the younger listeners are like an iPhone photo app, but with physical pages that you turn and you look at the pictures. Yeah, so that's what a
Okay.
photo album is. Yeah, it's not an
Fair
application
enough.
on your phone. So we actually had some good TV debuts in April 1985. First up is something that I can actually relate to now, is the 3 Up, 2 Down, the comedy on BBC One. which ran on the
Right.
15th of April, ran for 4 years. So this was about a couple had a child. They move into a house. They live in the upstairs, and her parents live on the ground floor.
Right.
And it was a
I've never
comedy.
heard of this.
The husband. Oh man, who I can't even remember the actors in it. But they were. Yeah, so they basically had to get them to move in, and yeah, it's a comedy about how annoying it is to live with your in-laws, basically. And my current situation is that I do have my partner's parents living in the house with us and have done for nearly 3 years now. So I can very much relate to this show now. And yes, it's not as funny to be in that situation than it's to watch. I'm just going to say.
So,
Um,
getting all the slapstick moments and yeah.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, so that for me was good. That was a good TV show, good comedy. I do remember watching it as a child. I don't remember much else though about it, unfortunately.
I don't
But
know anything about that at all.
do you know?
No, but Michael Elphick from Boone was in it. It says, but I don't recognise it at all. And I'm usually okay with 80s TV, but no, never ever seen that.
No, well, I wouldn't recommend it now. Obviously, it's probably quite dated, I would imagine. But yeah, the other show that debuted was Cat's Eyes, or CATS Eyes, which was on it was on ITV, and that debuted on the 12th of April. That was a show, so that was a spin-off show from The Gentle Touch. It had Jill Gascoigne, who played the same role that she had, which was Maggie Forbes, I think her character was called. So she leaves the police force and starts her own all-female private detective agency called Eyes. And
Right.
one of the eyes was a young Leslie Ash.
Okay.
And this ran for 3 years as well. And I do remember watching this and thinking, that Leslie Ash makes me feel things that a 6-year-old boy should not feel.
Oh, she used to be so gorgeous.
And yeah, so that was a really cool thing. And do you know what CAT stands for?
Um, God, no, I don't. Hang on. Crime
No,
and
no,
tactic
no.
soup.
You've completely biffed it. So
Okay.
it's Covert Activities Thames Section, as it was based in Kent, and yeah.
Right. Okay. No, never even heard of that again.
No, no,
Wow.
okay.
No.
That one was
No.
actually really good. So it was really cool. I mean, I was quite progressive as a child, so I quite liked things like Cagney and Lacey and Cat's Eyes with these strong female characters and things. So even as a young child, I was like, yeah, strong female characters, brilliant. And also, this is how in touch I was. I had Barbie as well as Action Man as a kid.
Okay. Get you.
Yeah, right. I was so progressive. Like my dad did not approve, but I had a Barbie, and I would have to make sure that she had all the right clothes, and she had to look just right for for the Action Man husbands that they had. So not that progressive when you think about it like that, where I had to marry them off. So I do feel a bit bad about that. But anyway, yeah, that's me moving. Let's move on. So on Channel 4 on the 4th of April, we had Max Headroom debuting.
I know this one at least. You know.
Huzzah! Yes,
Hooray! 1 out
Max
of 3.
Headroom was a real actor, but it was made to look like he was sort of animated, and yeah, he would like be just inside like a TV box, and he was called Max Headroom, and it would be kind of a comedy mixed with like a music show and things like that, wasn't it? So it was yeah, it had a bit of a lasting impact. It was in Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah, and it sort of gets mentioned quite a bit. I mean, even in this is going to sound so weird saying out loud, but when New Kids on the Block came back, they did a song called Bring Back the Time, looking back at the 80s. And there's a bit, obviously, riffing on Max Headroom. And then also, it was like basically perfect for Channel 4, you know, because Channel 4 was still so groundbreaking at the time, you know,
Yeah.
with things like the comedy, the, you know, the lifestyle type things. So it's a case of like, what this weird character on the TV is, you know, like a presenter. And you know, it's like, yeah, it's just Channel 4 doing what it did best.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah,
And
a big part of 80s pop culture, I think. You
yeah,
know,
definitely. Oh,
when
definitely. I
people
mean,
say like 80s stuff, this.
you do picture Max Headroom a lot.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
his big shoulder pads as well. He looks 80s. If you were to say,
Oh,
what
for
does an 80s
sure.
guy look like? You'd be like, kind of like Max Headroom. Big shoulder pads, really big stupid smile.
Feel like if you went to an 80s party dressed as Max Headroom, you know, quite a few people have recognised it straight away.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. You know, quite an iconic character.
Yeah.
Anyway, what have we got next?
Anyway, so next games. There were none.
None?
No games were released in April 1985 that I could find. And I
Fair enough.
researched for over 2 hours for this. So if I have missed anything, please let me know in comments somewhere, because I couldn't find anything. I could find stuff for America and
Yeah.
Japan, but nothing for the UK. So no Specky games, no C64, no Amstrad. No one bought that crap. Except Tom. He loved the Amstrad.
Oh,
He did.
I know
Okay,
he
so
did.
in the news, on the 22nd of April, the construction of Japanese car maker Nissan's new factory at Sunderland began. And the first cars were expected to be produced the following year. So kind of fitting, because that's in the news at the moment, because it sounds like that's going to close after 40 years
There we
of
go.
providing a lot of jobs for the Northeast.
Oh, for
And was a
sure.
massive boom up there. I mean, it was huge. You can't understate how much Nissan did for the local area.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like I say,
yeah.
I've got a Nissan car. I do like it. I know the Nissan Note is quite an old person's car. And when I do see other people in them, 9 times out of 10, it is a pensioner. And yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And then on the 30th of April, we had Bernie Grant, who became the first black council leader for Labour in the London borough of Haringey.
Okay.
Yeah, so there we go. That was 1985. Wasn't it exciting? No, is the answer. So we'll have a quick break and then we'll come back with way more exciting 1995.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Rick Mail here. I don't know if you're like me, immensely rich, talented, handsome. Isn't it a bore? Well, I found the answer. Zelda Link's Awakening from Nintendo. You play a medieval elf named Link.
You travel through many worlds, meeting endless characters on your eternal adventures.
So hey, next time you're Rick Mail, why not try Zelda Link's Awakening? I think you'll like it. Ciao.
Zelda, involved and exhausted.
Hello, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those words from our sponsors. Okay, so we're talking movies. What I've decided to do, instead of going for the box office number ones, and again, I haven't run this past Danny, I just fly off by the seat of my pants on anything that I do. I don't plan, I just do, you know?
Yes,
From
do.
both hips. Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking at this
so-
list. I'm glad you've done it this way.
So
Because this
I
is a
do have the
cracker.
number one box office film from 1995, which came out on the 7th of April and was the number one for the whole month of April. And that was Dumb and Dumber,
Excellent.
the
I
Jim
do love
Carrey
this.
and Jeff Daniels, Farrelly brothers directed movie. So this stars Harry and Lloyd
Yes.
as two absolute hopeless individuals who go across country to return a briefcase to a girl that one of them thinks gave him, enough encouragement that is worth going for. And it they both end up falling in love with her. And it ends up that they were just it was just ransom money for her husband.
I just love it. It still makes me laugh so much now. I mean, I watched this in the cinema.
I did too.
With my mate Mariner, and we both loved it. And then he bought the CD single of Crash Test Dummies' Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead, I think it was called, off the top of my head, which wasn't very good. But I have still got that CD single in my collection of his that he reminds me of. I said, don't worry, it's still with all my CDs packed away because we don't own a CD player in the house. Yeah, but no, it's brilliant. I mean, basically, Farrelly Brothers then, you have the gross out comedy, but not every single joke was just gross out comedy. And they also had like decent storylines. I mean, there's things today that still make me think of this film because my mum was on about suitcases the other week, and she goes, "Oh, this one's a Samsonite," and then it made me think of the scene in Dumb and Dumber because he's trying to think like going, "Oh, they get the woman's name wrong," and we go, "Samsonite, that's it."
Yeah.
And because he just fucking read the we just read the name of the make of case. And then also the upset stomach bit, the nice hooters, the hot sauce, the most annoying voice, most annoying sound in the world with a crying baby, the drinking the urine when the guy, the
when he
police
gets
guy
pulled over
stops
by the
him.
police.
Yeah, who's also in
Um,
something about Mary as well.
Or when
Oh
they
god,
sell
there's so many bits.
they sell the boy the bird.
Peter, can you say pretty bird? Can you say pretty
Yeah.
bird? And it's so taped off.
So funny. Or when he goes to lick the ice and gets stuck to the
Yes,
thing, and
and
then
then
later you see that they've just taken off the whole chair and just left it by the
Yeah.
side.
But then also things like the kick his ass, sea bass. Right, but like right at the beginning, there's so many funny bits. I can't wait to show that to Theo when he's a little bit older.
Oh, and they put all the chilies inside Mike Starr's burger.
Yes, I love that. Where we just like basically just go at the same time. Oh no, it's great because again, you don't really get Jeff Daniels doing that much comedy, and this is roughly around the time he'd just done Speed as well, the film.
Speed was
So
only a year before, wasn't it? So
yeah, it's great. I still love this film, and the thing is, well, this is like when Jim Carrey was just on his way up, around the time of The Mask, Ace Ventura, and that lot.
Yes, this was after The Mask, after the first. Oh, it was after both Ace Venturas, wasn't it?
Oh,
No.
really? Yeah, no.
No,
Hang
was
on.
it?
No, because
When they
I think
pulled.
what I've showed maybe 95, same year.
Maybe the same
Oh no,
year.
because
Yeah.
no, because it can't be because he did Batman Forever in 95 as well, but he didn't slow down. He just absolutely went for it all the way up to Truman Show.
Well,
Really,
that's the thing, right? You've got to in Hollywood, right? Because you have a lifespan, you have a shelf life of being the leading man. You see it now with someone like Denzel, right? He used to just be only in hits, like only in great movies, leading man, and now he's like he just does anything for a paycheck.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to see when you get that drop off. Yeah, the only person who's really been able to maintain that is Tom Cruise, his career.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves as well, I think.
No, because Keanu Reeves had quite a few years in the wilderness as well, didn't he? So
don't know. I'd still, yeah. I mean, like when I look at basically when I see the straight to video fodder come in to HMV and like going, oh, look at the cast of this, and you just go, John Travolta. God, do you remember when he was popular? And Nicolas Cage.
Comeback already, didn't he? So John Travolta dropped off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then had his comeback with Pulp Fiction. So it was.
Yeah. And then dropped off a cliff again. And yeah, there's quite a few people like that, yeah. Anyway, sorry, we're not here to talk about peaks and troughs of acting careers.
Speaking of peaks and troughs of an acting career, also on April the 7th, Terminal Velocity came out.
With Charlie Sheen,
Natasha Kinski, and James Gandolfini, of all people.
This was a good film, if I remember correctly. I've not seen it since renting it out from Blockbuster, or Ritz as it may still have been, in 95. But
I thought it was terrible as a movie fan. I bought it on VHS. This is after 1990, so it will have been VHS.
I don't think they'd have had a Betamax version.
No, I got it as part of a deal at HMV. It was like 3 for like 15
20
pounds
quid
or
or
something.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sort of thing.
And I needed a third movie because I think they were all Touchstone movies or something.
Yeah, that'd ring a bell. It's still like that today, you know, where only certain studios put their stuff out. So, like, for example, Sony did a 2 for 25 on UHDs, but it was only, say, 40 Sony movies. So some people are going, "Is this it?" And I said, "No, it's financed through Sony on a big Dolby push."
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so that movie was so what is it about? So it's about like this Russians, but she's a Russian spy, isn't she? And Charlie
I can't
Sheen's
recall
sort
that
of like
much. I remember the cover. That's
so
about
but
it.
then because Charlie Sheen's just like a skydiver, isn't he? And
Yeah.
then Gandolfini is a Russian mobster, isn't he? And they need him to team up with that agent,
Let's have a look.
Natasha Kinski. And yeah, it's like they do. So they've got to. I can't remember what they've got to do. They've got to try and steal
Oh,
something
God.
by jumping
I'm
out
sorry.
of a plane or something.
I've just got to read out just for IMDb blurb. A maverick skydiver and a former KGB agent team up to stop the Russian mafia from stealing gold. Doesn't
There
say
we
how
go.
much
See,
gold.
I was
Just
really
stealing
close
gold. And yeah,
from
you're
memory.
right. James Gandolfini. Oh, God. Oh, God almighty. Charlie Sheen's name. Ditch. Well, Richard Ditch. It's like, please
Yeah,
stop. He's called
but
Richard Ditch.
this is the thing. This was Charlie Sheen doing something for the first time since probably Young Guns 2.
Yeah, I watched him in a
Oh no,
film
Hot Shots. He did the
called The
Hot Shots
Chase.
movies.
Yeah,
So he
of
did the Hot Shots
course.
movies. Yeah, actually, no, his star was actually quite high at that point, wasn't it? After those,
I would say it
um,
was. I would say it's quite decent.
yeah, he's not Jim Carrey at this point, but he's not quite Charlie Sheen of 2025, is he? So
No chance.
yeah, so yeah, I thought that film was absolute shite when I watched it, and I remember just having it in my video collection. So I was like, oh, I had to buy it because I needed to buy it. I think it was maybe Bad Boys and another Touchstone movie. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it would have been. Might have been The Hunt for Red October. Not The Hunt for Red October. Crimson Tide, maybe.
Yeah, I see. I remember getting Crimson Tide for 99 pence on offer once, and I've still never
That's like
watched
the
it.
best bargain of all time. That's one of the top movies of the 90s.
I never fancied
Oh,
it at all.
oh, mate.
I
Denzel
know.
facing off against Gene Hackman. And you've got
See, but yeah.
Viggo Mortensen in it, and you've got James Gandolfini in it as well. Ghost written by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh wow. Okay, maybe I should have
So,
actually watched that.
and the dialogue is so good, but it's just the constant battle of these two amazing character actors on screen of Gene Hackman versus Denzel. And you're like, oh my God, I don't even know who I want to win this fight. I like both of these guys so much.
So
Yeah,
let's move on. Otherwise, we'll
let's move on, 'cause this is going to turn into
go
the
off
Crimson Tide
1995.
podcast in a minute. Anyway, yeah. So next, we had Muriel's Wedding on the 14th of April, which was hilarious.
Never watched it, but it got mentioned on another podcast recently because it's Australian, isn't it? I think
Yes, it is. It's an
That's what I'm
Australian
thinking
movie.
of.
Yeah.
But I would say it's not like just an out and out rom com. It was quite dark in places. Someone was saying on another
Yeah, it does go quite
podcast.
dark, but it's got some very, very funny moments. And it's
Okay,
got,
I might actually watch that within
name
30
Toni
years.
Collette. Toni
Yeah,
Collette's
yeah.
the main actress, and she's just dynamite to watch in this movie. She is actually in pretty much anything she's been in, to be honest. She's fantastic. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that movie. I don't remember too much about it now because I watched it probably the last
I never
time,
fancied it.
95.
I never fancied it, but I'd never heard a bad word about it. You know, it's one of those where you go, I feel like I should watch it, but I still haven't. So what have we got next? Because I know
Poetic
this film.
Justice. Poetic
know it,
Justice,
never
which
watched
came
it.
out also on the 14th of April, and that stars the late Tupac Shakur.
Oh
as
yeah,
well as
God,
Janet
yeah.
Jackson as well. Yeah. Nearly forgot Janet Jackson, who's like the main actor in the movie. But yeah, I just remember it because it was Tupac, and I was heavily into my gangster rap around this time.
Hey, who isn't?
I mean, I'm sure you can tell how into gangster rap I am with my accent. So, but yes, that was a sort of romantic drama, wasn't it? So, and wasn't it written by John Singleton, the guy who did Boys in the
Bad
Hood?
Boys. All right, so I was thinking of Bad Boys then. Sorry, yeah,
No,
Boys in the Hood.
yeah,
I couldn't tell you that at all.
I'm
Again,
pretty
one
sure it's
I
been
picked
directed
up
by him.
when I used to do my videotape trading. It's one that I owned because it used to sell for about 15 quid if you had the big box sex rental. So anytime I saw that for 50p, I
Yeah.
would flip that quite quickly because obviously you've got Tupac and Janet Jackson fans.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was it. So yes, it was. I just checked it. John Singleton was. That's why I watched this. Not just because I like Tupac, but I also really love Boys in the Hood. And so yeah, I was like, okay, I have to watch this. John Singleton,
Mm.
gonna watch this. And yeah, it is. So she's a poet, and she's mourning the loss of her boyfriend who was killed by gun violence in a gangland shooting. Which, ironically, Tupac gets killed that way in real life.
Yes.
And yeah, it's really good. And she goes on a road trip with Tupac, and yeah, it's great. It's a fantastic movie. I wouldn't probably watch it now, but it was really good back then. I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Then we had Legends of the Fall, Anthony Hopkins and Brad Pitt together for the first time on April the
Yes.
28th.
Is
I
the
haven't
next
seen
time
this
going to
movie.
be? I've
Meet Joe
not seen
Black.
this. Yeah, yeah. I watched that at the cinema.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
On a date.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, a
Not
different
together.
date. I know,
Yeah.
but I'll just, yeah.
It would have been funny if
Yeah,
like it was the same girl and she was like seeing both of us at the same time,
I
and she was
know.
like changing seats during the movie and like putting on a different wig or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Or
actually more
basically
fun
just,
than actually watching Meet Joe Black, I think.
oh God,
And
yeah.
probably
Oh,
Legends of the
it's.
Fall. I have no interest in watching that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, with Legends of the Fall, this is, again, the start of Brad Pitt's ascension, really, wasn't it? Because obviously he was like a poster boy with his long blonde hair and everything like that. And yeah, I
Yeah.
because this is again around the same time as Interview with Vampire as well.
Yes,
So it
because
was
that
it
was
was
only last
obviously
month.
yeah, he's really really getting big. Brad Pitt definitely.
Yeah. And it's
Okay.
6 Degrees of Wolfgang Peterson next as Outbreak. Another Wolfgang Peterson directed movie came out on the 28th, the same day, which stars Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, Morgan Freeman, Donald Sutherland, Cuba Gooding Jr., Kevin Spacey, and Dr. McDreamy, Patrick Dempsey.
Okay, I've not watched this since it came out.
Uh,
But
People are probably
again,
more familiar with it from the Made for Friends sequel, Outbreak 2, with Jean-Claude Van Damme and
what?
Marcel as the monkey.
Oh
In
right,
Friends,
okay,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Sorry, right. I was like, hang on, what? What have I missed here?
No, but basically, it's about a pandemic that happens where monkey bite spreads this pandemic
Yeah,
through the United States. And yeah, it's a bit of a action thriller drama. It's not bad from what I remember. It's a very strong cast though.
yeah. Oh,
Very
definitely.
strong cast.
Like I wonder how they afforded it though. I mean, this could have been one of those early films where quite a few big stars and they all agree a certain level. Because even like Morgan Freeman had just done. I know it wasn't a hit at first, but he'd just done Shawshank.
Well,
The year
Seven's this
before.
year as well.
Oh God, yeah. So he's like well on his way up as well.
Yeah,
You know.
and Unforgiven was 93.
Yeah. So he's like not that A list, but he's sort of like B plus list, if that's a thing, where you're sort of just
Yeah, and
hovering
Dustin
around.
Hoffman, I guess in 95, you wouldn't be, Dustin Hoffman isn't your leading man, is he?
No, no, but I'm still impressed by this cast. Really, really am.
It's good. Like Renee Rousseau, she is always dynamite.
Yeah, I wonder what
Always.
she does now.
She's too old for Hollywood, isn't she? That's
Right,
what happens
yes, of
when you get
course.
aged out.
What is she now? 41? You know, no.
Obviously,
So you're
Coogan
too
Jr.
old.
before he was a sex pest.
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey, he is a good actor. He's just really annoying because he's so attractive.
I last watched him in Thanksgiving, the slasher film, and yeah, he was quite good in that. You know,
He's
but
annoying
yeah,
because he is just this ridiculously good-looking man. He just
horribly
gets
good
better as
looking.
he
Yeah.
gets better as he ages as well. You're like, god damn it,
I bet the
damn
women
you,
hate him of
Dempsey.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh,
So let's move on to the
oh,
music singles
yes,
then.
yes.
So we had two number ones in April 1995. The first one being "Don't Stop Wiggle Wiggle" by the Out There Brothers.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't mind that too much when it came out. You
the
know,
Out There Brothers were great.
yeah,
Boom
yeah. Oh
boom, let me
man,
hear say way-oh. I was waiting for you to
no.
actually do the way-oh there.
No. Just in
Okay,
principle, I don't do
all right.
that anymore.
Okay,
You'll have to
everyone
edit in a
listening.
way. Oh,
No. Everyone listening. Okay, you ready? Boom boom boom, let me hear say way-oh. Okay, now in my head, you're all like sitting on a train listening to this, and you're going way-oh. So if you are, that's fantastic. I want to see video evidence of it. Send it in, and you will win a prize, which is FIFA Street on the PlayStation 3. How's that?
wow.
Yeah. All you got to do is send in a video of you going way-oh on public transport, and you
On
get that.
public
You get that
transport.
game.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Um, and the other single was "Back for Good" by Take That.
Yeah, I think
Is a
my
good song.
stance on Take That has softened as I've got older, and I found myself, I think I mentioned this last time, watching a few boy band documentaries. Yeah, when we talk about E17 for ages. And I think when you see how hard they were pushed in such a short period of time,
Mm.
you can't help but actually respect them, and the fact that they're still going, it's same with Robbie
All three of
Williams,
them.
Well, yeah, three of them are still going. Well, they're all still going. They're all still alive. They're
They're all
just
still
not
alive. Yeah.
performing together. But then you just think, as a teenager or as a kid, you think, Christ, they're everywhere all the bloody time. Because it's like a very intense period and burst of Take That for like 5 or 6 years, and then they went away for a decade.
But
But then when you have a look at it, you go, Christ, I bet that was horrible for them. Every single day, tour,
I mean, when you consider
record,
how many
dance.
albums they did in that short period of
Exactly,
time, incredible.
exactly. It's like one a year
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, it's crazy.
You know,
Especially because Gary Barlow wrote nearly every one of them.
yeah,
He was a busy boy, was he not?
he was.
No wonder he didn't
It's
have time
just,
to get down
it's
the gym with
insane.
the others. Like, do you remember that?
Too
People would
busy
say he was the
writing.
fat one, and you're like,
Yeah,
he's not fat. How are people
I
saying he's
know.
fat? I was like,
God, I
he was
wouldn't stand a chance.
yeah,
Oh
bloody
no.
hell.
Oh
But Back for Good was actually a B-side on Angels single from Robbie Williams. But he mocks the song Back for Good.
no, right, okay.
Yeah.
Don't
So,
recall that. So let's
yeah.
carry on to albums.
Albums, Wake Up by the Boo Radleys. I only know Wake Up Boo as the only song from that album. Wake up, it's a beautiful morning.
It's a funny one because I hated it because it was so cheery. It's like when I hear the band Dodgy, but it is a bit of an earworm. And then like when I've
It
been
is an
watching my old
earworm.
Top at a Pops and it's on there, I end up finding myself tapping along and going, do you know what? I think I will actually wake up Boo. But yeah. Whoever
For
Boo
those,
is. Boo from
yeah. So
Mario? Wake up King Boo. Oh God. Anyway, what's next?
next is Picture This from Wet Wet Wet. Now this is
Oh,
weird,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Because the biggest track on this is Love Is All Around.
Hmm.
And that came out. Is it Love Is All Around? That was the
Yeah,
one from
for
Four Weddings, wasn't it?
yeah.
That
Which
came
was
out
like
in
the summer
April
before.
1994.
Yeah.
And then the album didn't come out until April 1995.
Didn't have to. They just dined out on one song for 16 weeks.
I know. Is it true that he paid for that song to not be played anymore? Like,
Not too sure.
because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing something about that. That may have just been, like 90s rumors when you couldn't actually check it.
No, that's not ringing a bell.
No?
It really,
Okay,
really
well,
isn't. No.
probably something I just read in the Sun or something when I was a kid. Which
I'm just
only
wondering,
bought for
though.
the crossword.
Yeah, I'm just wondering with that picture this, if it was a case of sometimes they'd reissue an album with like a single on, like for example, like when Whatever by Oasis wasn't on any of the albums. Now I know
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't actually re-release the album with that on, but a lot of artists did that, didn't they? Where it's a case
They
of,
did,
we're
yeah.
putting out the album again now with this extra one bonus track. I mean, it happens tons nowadays. It does me head in.
This wasn't
Sony are a
this
nightmare
wasn't
for it.
released that year.
Oh right, okay, right. It must just be that then, where we just dined out on it, going, well, we've got one song, now we just
Yeah.
need another 9 songs, and then you've got an album.
Yeah, that's what I think it would have been.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been anything else.
Okay.
Next we go on to television debuts. And actually 1995 in April was actually pretty good. So we start then with BBC One on the 1st of April, which had the TV series Bugs, which starred Craig McLachlan.
Yeah, I remember this, but I didn't watch it because I wasn't, since Craig McLachlan left Neighbours, he was dead to me. I was just like, no,
Well,
you've
this ran for
deserted your fan
4
base.
seasons.
Really? Wow.
4
Oh my God,
seasons,
that means like
95.
going to late 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, and it had there was that actor, the guy who was in there was a TV show there was a set in Spain or something. El Dorado. It had
Eldorado.
the main, like the bad guy in that was one of the main characters in it. I can't. What was it? Jesse Birdsall, maybe is his name.
I don't know. Do you
And
say
then
bird soul or bird song or birds
Birdsall
eye
or something
custard?
like that. Bursall, something. I don't. I can only remember from. I remember him being in El Dorado and then in Bugs, and thinking that's quite the heel turn. Not the heel, face turn. From him,
Hmm.
go from being the bad guy to the good guy. And yeah, it was basically a drama that ran on BBC for 4 years. And yeah, it was a sort of a action science fiction thing because they had state of the art equipment that they could use to try and solve crimes, which was it was okay. It was good Saturday evening BBC One trash television.
Mm.
It was before
Never did anything for me.
after the lottery. You're going to watch something, haven't you, before your dinner? You might as well.
So
watch
what have we got
Bugs.
next?
Next, we have Chicago
I don't
Hope,
know
which
this.
premiered on BBC One on the 1st of April as well. So this came out, I think, in '94 in America. So it's one of those deep impact Armageddon situations where 2 hospital dramas came out at the same time in America. So obviously you had ER and then you had Chicago Hope. So ER was the better of the 2. It was the more gritty, the more real one, whereas Chicago Hope was at a more fancy hospital where it was more about the procedures and the politics involved in a hospital rather than the everyday drama of an emergency room.
Right.
Yeah, but it was really good. It was really, really good television. I enjoyed it, not as much as ER though. Like I say, it was.
Don't start on the hour again.
It was, mate, I'm just going to turn this into the electronic eggs.
Eggs
ER.
ER.
Yeah.
Some big names though
Podcast.
that I recognise in the Chicago Hope. Looking at it, Eric Stoltz,
Yeah, exactly.
Peter
I was gonna say,
McNichol,
yeah.
who's Janosch in Ghostbusters 2.
I was thinking more
Roxanne
about
Hart,
Alan
Mark
McBeal.
Harmon. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, God,
see?
yeah, of course, Alan McBeal. There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
a
mean,
few
it's
people.
good people in it. Yeah, it was good. Like I say, it was a really, really good drama, but like I say, it dealt more with the politics, the political side of running a hospital and the procedures and things like that. And it's like, oh, this person hasn't got insurance, we can't do this. And then you get one of the good doctors going, it's okay, we'll do this. and then fudging the books and then getting in a lot of trouble for doing it, that sort of thing, you know.
Oh,
It was good.
God.
Then on the 5th of April on ITV, we have Shaman, which was based off of the Nick Sharman books, like thrillers.
I don't know
And
this.
Clive Owen plays the lead role of Shaman. He's a private detective, I want to say. And yeah, so it's basically about him going around trying to solve all these different cases around London, which is
Okay.
really good. It's really good. It only had one series, 5 episodes, but you know, Clive Owen was not that well known then, but yeah, he was absolutely fantastic in this.
Nope, not one
No,
that I'm
no
on.
memory?
But
No? Cool.
at least I can help on the next two.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so next we have Channel 4 on the 21st of April. Father frickin' Ted.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. I mean,
Oh
I
yes.
love this from day one. Obviously, the creator is a piece of shit.
Yes, but
Like,
he's done a lot of good comedy.
he's done a lot of good comedy, but he is a piece of shit. Let's just put that out there now. And yes, I have no like of him whatsoever. But Father Ted itself was just one of the most clever and self-knowing comedies I've ever seen. You know, and it was just a breath of fresh air to see something like this, where you've just got these priests, which isn't funny, right? And you just think that's not going to be funny, like seeing priests, but they're so dysfunctional. It's just gold. I mean, you've got that's even before you get to Father Jack, right? So you've just got Ted, who's this like who has an ego, but he's done nothing to ever deserve an ego. But he thinks he's so much better than his parish and where he's been stuck. You know, he thinks he should be doing much bigger things or even becoming a pop star. You know, his whole thing is, I don't want to be here. And it's just
because that first episode is based around that, because I watched it fairly recently with someone who wanted to come and interview him, you know, about his time on the island. And obviously it's just, like I say, the ego is a joke, and you know, he's still likable. And oh god, it's just it's brilliant. And like I say, before you even get to the supporting characters, like him as a character, you know, like obviously it gets a bit more wacky, but you know, like his level of self-importance is just so up there. And even though you find yourself obviously rooting for him a little bit, when you're like going, oh, you know, he means well, and obviously look at what he has to put up with, so you want him to, you know, succeed a little bit. And without going into like, you know, Jack and Dougal, but he's got his rival key priest as well at the other parish, you know, and just basically trying to one up, you know, his other parish counterpart, you know, with like prank phone calls and, you know, and stuff like that. We've been talking about this quite a lot at work with it being 30 years as well. And obviously it just gets wackier and wackier, you know, not over the top like Dumb and Dumber, you know, slapstick or anything, but some of the jokes are absolutely
there are some fantastic
genius.
moments though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, my favorite episode of all time though is the one where they get lost in the women's underwear section.
Yeah, if that's just
like,
absolutely brilliant.
That is just. I mean, can you imagine like coming up with that as an idea of like how are we going to make an episode based around priests getting lost in the females' underwear section of a department store?
See, like my favorite one's still the. Oh, sorry, go on.
No,
you go. Well, I was still saying I still love the Lost in the Caves with Richard Wilson, because just the whole like with Ted just going, oh, I don't believe it, you know, where like, you know, obviously he's doing impressions of him, but that one time where he just goes, oh, I don't believe it, you know, and you're like, it's believable that you probably say that and like, oh god, I'm for it now.
That's one of them with Graham Norton as well, isn't it?
Yes,
because he's in the caravan.
Yeah, when he does the screaming contest as well, and you're like, oh, let's have a screaming contest in
Whole of the Moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anytime I hear Specials Ghost Town, I always think of the party that we have, and the DJ's only got one record. It's just
Yeah.
Specials Ghost Town. That's the only
Oh,
record
yeah.
he's got. And then obviously the Father Jack stuff with, obviously he's an alcoholic, but what else is he going to
The
do
womanizer.
while he's in there? Yeah, but then also, like, he can't see anything. So when there's that episode, they go to the mainland, and he has his glasses nicked by the magpies again. And you're just like, it's
Birds.
absolutely brilliant.
And
Things
Mrs.
like,
Doyle's fantastic as well.
oh god, yeah,
Like,
yeah, because I never liked her at first, but then we've run about this before, where it's like things like Pat Mustard, the Randy Milkman, going, "Can I put my big tool in your box?" And just stuff like having a proper
the one where
contraception with
Dougal gets stuck on the milk
the milk float, yeah, speed free,
Oh,
which is like
that's-
absolutely amazing.
That's so
Is there
good.
anything to say about another mass? And it's just like amazing. And honestly, I love it. The
Yeah.
stupidity does work with things like Spider Baby, where it's like, what's a Spider Baby? Oh, it's a Spider Baby at the fairground, and it's obviously like the worst fairground ever. And honestly, you can watch it now, and it's only 3 series.
Bishop
Brennan, Len Brennan,
Bishop Brennan.
who kicks up the arse. Yeah.
Kick me up the arse.
And then also taking a mick out of people like Daniel O'Donnell with Owen,
Oh, yeah.
and all the old grannies loving him. They make it into like a zombie film with all the like grannies coming to the door. I was just like, this is fantastic.
As much as we love this show, it is worth reiterating that Graham Lineman is an absolute piece of shit.
But still a great show. But yeah,
Still a great show.
it's funny. Like when I watch Big Train now, I go, oh, and then when I see him in Alan Partridge, I'm like, oh, But yeah, fantastic.
No.
What's the next show? Because there's another stonker coming up.
So,
otherwise, I'll just kind of talk about
April.
Father Ted.
So again on Channel 4, again Father Ted, a very Channel 4 show. Yeah. But then on the 28th of April, we had Friends debuting, which was about 6 months after the original American release.
Which
That's when
isn't
we finally
terrible.
got Friends. No, it's not too
terrible,
bad.
though, is
I think
it?
it was because of the popularity of it in America.
Yeah.
It did take off massively straight away. And I think that's why Channel 4 did really well to get it. Because I know Sky were after it to begin with as well.
Yeah, and then you're thinking, obviously, they get ER as well around this time, don't they? So you're thinking, like, they're getting some big American hits. For the fact that Channel 4 can outbid Sky to get these big American shows.
Bidding, but it would have definitely maybe have been a time slot or something.
Okay.
That would have done it, because you've got to remember, if they put it on Friday nights, didn't they?
So what do you think of Thursday? Rings a bell more.
Yeah,
it seemed to be that sort of. Yeah, and I remember when it went to Sky, it was on Sundays when Sky eventually got it for a bit. I think from Series 7, I seem to remember.
Yeah,
because for a while I didn't have Sky, so we had to buy it on video when the videos came out. Yeah, well, that's not too bad. Oh, right, no, I didn't know
it's
that.
only a week delay,
Okay. No, I bought videos then. Which is still at my mum's house. Well, my sister bought the videos, and they were nothing on VHS. Massive, absolutely huge. Everyone wanted to be one of the characters.
Wanted a haircut. Everyone wanted a Rachel, and it was called a Rachel.
Yes.
Name another show where they've done that.
No, you just can't. I mean, I suppose Dallas, maybe in the 80s, people may have gone.
Maybe they've gone, you can have a Sue Ellen.
Yeah, give me a Sue Ellen.
People are like, what the hell is a Sue Ellen?
I know.
Is that
sorry? I've only got a Betamax recorder. I wouldn't know. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm used to it. I grew up with a Betamax. That's why I'm so comfortable being an idiot openly. So
40 years on.
So basically, it was a show about a group of friends who lived in three different apartments, because you had Ross, who he was the more grown-up one who, had a job and was married and
Yeah.
is obviously divorced after his wife left him for another woman. And then he had a baby with his ex-wife. You had Rachel, who had just run away from her marriage and came to live with Monica. Monica and Phoebe used to live together, so then you had those, and then you had across the hall, you had Joey and Chandler, and the bromance between Joey and Chandler was just fantastic. The thing is, I could believe those as friends, right? But I could never believe Ross and Chandler as friends.
I
know
think
what I
that
mean?
was just it, because when you first meet Rachel, she's horrible, because obviously she's come from money, and even though like I suppose when you see Ross and Monica, obviously he's a lecturer, I think, off the top of my head, and she's obviously becomes a chef and everything. But I think with Rachel, she was always just spoilt, because obviously she was like a daddy's girl, didn't have to
Yeah.
work or anything. So some of the jokes in those first early episodes are, oh my god, I've got to get a job, like, because my dad's disowned me, because obviously she's walked out on a rich future husband, or possible
Yeah.
future husband. Loads of
Harry.
people fancy her. And I seem to remember, like, when she starts working in Central Perk, and, she's like, hey, I made a drink, and you're like, oh God, this is awful. Obviously that's like one of the type of jokes.
Yeah.
But I just think what I like about Friends, and I can still watch it now, my wife, Carrie, she just doesn't like it at all. But I feel like the story arc for the entire 10 series is it's spaced out really well. There's key moments, and I feel like if you actually miss an episode, you do need to catch up if you are invested into the characters.
Yeah.
Because
Because
especially the later ones, some of these are like 2 or 3 episode story arcs, where quite a lot of character involvement's happening.
Yeah.
It's the type of thing that, even though it's a 30-minute sitcom, well, 25-minute sitcom, that's the type of thing I think you could actually write a proper deep dive into that show, because there's a hell of a lot there.
Because for me, I rewatched it in lockdown.
For the first time.
No, rewatched it.
Oh yeah, rewatch it. So yeah.
Yeah. So I rewatched it during lockdown. And I remember as a teenager and like young adult, sort of siding with Ross, right? But then watching it as a proper adult, I'm like, she should have dumped his ass so much earlier,
Mm.
because he's such a whingy, like possessive, horrible man to her in that relationship.
Mm.
It's so bad. And the thing is, at the time, they were doing it as like, oh, it's a joke, and he's just being, oh, he's protective and stuff. But what he was doing was like manipulation, and just, it was horrible. It was abuse, right? And yeah, I mean, it's just, sorry, I went really deep on it there.
No,
But as an
He's
adult,
got a massive ego. He's got
Yeah.
he's got such a high
So-
level of self importance. That's why
Yeah.
when he does something stupid, and it's those, the thing is, when you do the flashbacks of Ross and it shows him big hair, geeky as anything, Frankie Says Relax t-shirt, or things like later on with the leather pants, where he goes, it's turned into a paste, where he puts the talc and the water on,
yeah.
because he goes on to a date and he whitens his teeth. I feel like they tried to 180 him a little bit.
Yeah,
A little
I think they
bit.
did, to try and go, oh, actually, that's a
Yeah,
really
if you had
bad
to-
example
yeah,
of a
'cause-
person to make as a TV character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, though, like, obviously, you've always had Joey as a bit of a dim one. I mean, they tried to change that on the Joey spin off that lasted an entire 2 series, which wasn't terrible. It wasn't good,
I watched
but.
one episode, thought it was shite, and didn't go back.
Oh, right. Okay. I bought the
Yeah,
box
sorry.
sets after watching them. And yeah, a lot of people said it's not the type of character you should have done the spin off of. For it to get 2 series is quite surprising.
Yeah, I
They
think
were
a
really
Chandler and
scraping the barrel.
Monica spin-off would have been good.
Yeah, possibly, but then again, the story's being told.
I
We've
think
got
but I would have wanted to see
kids and
Chandler
everything.
bringing up kids.
Yeah.
Properly because of the way he was. He was the best character in that show, Chandler.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and like
hands
obviously
down.
when Matthew Perry passed recently, well, about a year or so ago, was it now? A lot of people were talking about his performance in that, and obviously that sort of he was probably one of the better actors apart from Jennifer Aniston, who broke out and did okay and had a couple of hits,
Yeah.
in the 90s anyway.
Yeah, it was just, very sad that his career didn't go bigger. I felt.
No, I think it was he had a lot of issues, but I
Yeah.
think a lot of it. I think there was a book about him where he saying like he struggled with depression a lot and everything, and it's again this comes down to this gone so deep. We better move on in a sec, but it goes down to boy bands. You think, oh yeah, I bet it's a load of fun, but I bet it's bloody hard work as well. But anyway, we should move on. I'm sorry.
So that was Friends. So
I
then we move
know.
on to games. There was actually 2 games released in the UK in 1995, in April 1995.
Yes.
That was, the first one is Jagged Alliance on the PC. Now, Jagged Alliance is a series that ran for quite a while. There was even a DS version of this game, like in
Man, what's that?
2009.
God,
Yeah,
that's
so it's a
surprising.
tactical role-playing game. And yeah, it was really good. You can play it now on GOG as well if you want to play it in these days. It's pretty decent. You can just get the DS game as well, which is a good port. Yeah, very, very cool game. Then we also had Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcades.
Nice. When
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat was absolutely huge. Although it's huge again now.
Yeah,
Really.
and I remember the hype for 2 being much more than 3.
Yeah. But then again, you still was excited for 3 to see any new characters and
Yeah,
new fatalities and everything like that, But
and the console ports didn't come out until later in the year. But yeah, the arcade was April. So yeah,
surprised how quick they came out though, isn't it? On the consoles back
it is.
then.
I wish I could talk more about Mortal Kombat, but I never really got into Mortal Kombat. I was a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah, it's one or the other,
And
isn't it?
yeah, and I could never get into Mortal Kombat. The thing is, I bought the first one on the Mega Drive, and then I bought the second one on the Super Nintendo because I was like, maybe it's just me. And then I played it again. I went, no, it's not me. It's the games. They're at fault.
They're not as
Yeah,
good as they've not got the same longevity as Street
they've
Fighter
not
2.
got that immediacy of Street Fighter. That you've got. There's a real heavy learning curve in Mortal Kombat. And
Oh
for
yeah.
an arcade game, that's pretty
Not what you
pretty
want.
bold. But yeah, it's for me. It wasn't for me. I'm afraid it's a no.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So going into the news of April 1995, we have Daewoo, the South Korean car maker. They began selling their first cars in the United Kingdom in '95, the Nexia and Espero, which were updated versions of the Vauxhall Astra and Cavalier. If you can Adam and or Eve that. No? Cool.
Nope.
Right, on the 16th of April, Phone Day changes all the telephone area dialing codes in the UK. So this is when
Oh, okay.
you had the 0, and so back when, so I'll give the Cambridge one, for example, was 0223. It then became 01223, and
Yes.
so forth. London was the only one really unaffected, wasn't it? Because that remained 02.
Yeah, because we had 0942 and then Wigan went to 01942 and Bolton was 0204 or now 01204. Oh my god, sorry, this is so boring. Glasgow 0141. What's that?
Newcastle,
01
0191.
yeah, and
Manchester, 0161.
yeah, there you go. And Blackburn
yeah.
01257. Oh my god, this is the most boring fucking thing I think I've ever memorized.
Well, this is still something
Jesus.
that's in effect today, basically. If
Yeah,
you
there
have
you
a
go.
landline, which you should do if you want to be on the electoral roll, you need to have a landline. You are on the electoral roll, sorry. If you want it on your credit history,
Yes, I
to
am.
have a telephone
Yeah.
line as well as being on the electoral roll. Sorry, I meant credit score. So yeah, you do need to have a landline, kids. Okay, I know it's cool having a mobile phone, but you do need a landline still. Okay, so we'll have a quick break and then we'll come back into the year 2005.
Do it.
Okay, welcome back to the year 2005. How's everyone feeling? Everyone hopeful for the World Cup next year in Germany?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What was I doing that year? Seriously.
Rooney's going to tear it
Wow.
up there.
He is. Yes. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just remembered
Yeah.
how that went now. Ugh.
Not good. But we'll get to that
Oh.
next year in 2006. But yeah,
Yay.
we had hope in 2005 because, we should have won Euro in 2004. But we got Ronaldo'd.
Yes. Imagine that.
Yeah. So anyway, let's start with the movies then of 2005, or April 2005. On the 1st of April, we had the sequel to Get Shorty, which was a 1995 film, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
96.
Yeah.
So yeah, Be Cool came out. It was the same director, Barry Sonnenfeld, isn't it? Yeah, from
Can't
he did Men in
recall.
Black as well. And John Travolta reprises his role, and it's not very good.
It's got The Rock in it, hasn't it?
It
I
does. He
think.
plays a gay hitman or bodyguard.
Yeah. Vince
Yeah.
McMahon wasn't happy about that because he didn't want one of his big wrestling stars to be seen as gay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the men are covered in oil, baby oil,
Yes.
and cuddling each other.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I remember renting this out because when it came out in Blockbuster, we used to get free rentals because I worked at Game Station. But it's not the type of thing I rushed to see. It was back then where you just
Well,
rent out
I
any old
did
crap.
rush to see that in the cinema because I
Really?
love Get Shorty.
But Get Shorty was great though, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
But then I saw some bad reviews of this, and I was like, yeah, but I remember seeing bad reviews of Get Shorty as well. Like, I think Empire gave Get Shorty like 3 or something. And then I was like, so it's going to be good, right? It's the same team. It's going to be good. And you're watching, oh, Jesus, this is so bad.
There's nothing memorable about it at all.
No, that's the thing I was going to say. I can remember every beat of Get Shorty, and I've only watched that twice. But Be Cool, I've watched 3 times because it's been on TV a couple of times, and I still can't remember anything other than The Rock trying on some trousers and slapping his bum. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, that's my lasting memory of Be Cool. So if you want to see The Rock slap his own ass, watch that.
Stupid sexy Rock.
Stupid,
Feels like I'm
sexy
wearing nothing
Dwayne.
at all. Yeah, stupid sexy Dwayne.
This makes it sound less sexy if you call him by his real name. On the 8th of April, we had Sahara come out, which was the Matthew McConaughey, Steve Zahn, and Penelope Cruz.
All 3 of those are just
Of the
has-beens
time.
now. Yeah. It's like, I've watched it once, again, just like we were the free rentals, and I feel like everyone was trying to get these sort of the action adventure film, and the sort of like love interest of the gruff, action hero, like The Mummy, 6 Days, 7 Nights, those sort of things. And it's like, no, you need to. I don't even think it's got that much action in it.
There's not.
I can't remember much about it.
Just trying to get across the desert, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like when you mention The Mummy and I go, oh my God, yeah, The Mummy, it's got like a bit of horror, it's got action, it's got romance, it's got everything, and then
And it's also got
Sahara. Yeah, exactly. Great.
Who is a much better leading man than Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Sorry, I've been watching Sing a lot with my daughter. So.
And now he's going to do his naked bongoing as he got reported and doing quite a few times.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey,
Sahara,
that is.
If you want to waste an hour and a half of your life,
it'll be on ITV something.
Yeah, watch that. A really good movie to come out on the 15th, which is The Interpreter.
Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman and Sean Penn. It's a political thriller. Sidney Pollack, which it was good. I really enjoyed this. So it was it was just, wow, God, trying to think about how, because
I don't remember much about it. I have seen it.
I've seen it. I saw it in the cinema, and it's just because it's set in South Africa, isn't it?
I just thought it was in Russia or something, but there we go. Or maybe she was Russian. No, I'm thinking that film Birthday Girl again with Ben Chaplin and Nicole Kidman, where she is a Russian mail order bride.
But yeah, I thought that was a really good movie.
Anyway.
Do watch it.
Sorry.
It's a really good political thriller.
Yeah, I would recommend that.
Nicole Kidman's absolutely dynamite. Again, I say that a lot about people, don't I? They're dynamite. That's probably my thing. I need to change that.
No, I think that's brilliant. I could do with watching that again. I'd probably enjoy it. I do like a good political thriller. You know, one that actually makes you go, oh yeah, it's got the drama, it's got a little bit of, a couple of twists and turns. I mean, I love the film.
Gene Hackman.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh.
Like what was he in?
Runaway
Jury. Yes, there we go.
Yeah. And kind of the political thriller. It's kind of political thriller, but it's also spy thriller. No Way Out. Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Also, the film I love, but not everyone likes it. Not really a political thriller, but a good thriller. Arlington Road from 1998, I think.
That's really
Tim Robbins and Jeff Bridges. I'm not going to go into that because there's some big shocking moments, but I love that film. Yeah.
So bringing us down.
Yeah, sorry.
On the 22nd of April, we had the Ashton Kutcher, Bernie Mac. I say in quotes, comedy. So Ashton Kutcher is the boyfriend of. Is it Zoe?
Deschanel? No. That's
the
only Zoe and now.
The girl from Guardians of the Galaxy and Zoe Saldana.
God,
or something, isn't it?
That's
she's
the bank
she's the
that you're thinking of. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, Zoe Saldana. I have not seen this film because I couldn't care less about Ashton Kutcher.
I watched it on a date. So if it's a romantic comedy, I would have watched it on a date.
Oh, Jesus.
So I went to see that in cinema on a date. Spoiler, I got lucky.
Right, there we go. Yeah.
So
still probably better than Meet Joe Black, though.
Yeah, I mean, sticking hot needles in your eyes is better than watching Meet Joe Black.
Oh, God, it's just so awful.
I would do that. And then on the 28th of April, which is one of the most anticipated movies I've ever been excited for, and that's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. As someone who loves the source material,
I've still never bothered with it. I've not watched the show, read the books or anything.
I got my first exposure was the radio play.
Yeah,
which was fantastic.
I know it's got its fans. It's never done anything for me.
And I loved it so much, and I loved the book. And yeah, but then the film. Oh, why?
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it just wasn't good. It was just there was nothing that I really enjoyed where I was like, oh, this feels like what I imagined it would be. You know, when you watch Lord of the Rings, right? That's off a book that you read years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then you watch Lord of the Rings and you're like, that is exactly how I imagined it would be.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This character looks like that. They've got all the
everything
traits.
in it is what you wanted. Yeah, you're like, this is exactly what I wanted. Hitchhikers does none of that.
That's a shame because you think this is probably I can't think of what year the radio show is, and also the old TV show, but it must be early 80s.
Yeah, and was Douglas Adams still alive by 2005? I don't think he was he? I think he died of cancer in maybe earlier than 2005. So I'm glad he didn't get to see it if he was dead before it came out.
God.
Because it's abysmal. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. Although it does have the really good So Long and Thanks for All the Fish song at the beginning, which I guess is the redeeming feature of the movie. But yeah, this was Martin Freeman coming off The Office.
The Office. Yeah.
his
No,
roles.
no. And I enjoyed The Office, but I just did nothing. So that wasn't even enough to get me in.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that was the Hitchhikers then. So music singles, there is only one number one, sadly, and that is still "Is This the Way to Amarillo?"
Right. Okay.
I'm
Nothing
not
to
going to
say
sing
about
it.
that. I don't like it.
No. The albums, we had one number one album, which was "Speed of
Jesus
Sound" by
Christ.
Coldplay. That's the one
Not even
with
discussing it.
"Fix You" and stuff on there, isn't it?
I wouldn't know. I absolutely hate
Thing is, right,
Coldplay, like with a
thing is,
passion.
Coldplay, their first album, I really liked. It was a good indie album.
Mm,
And then they did their second one, "Rush of Blood to the Head." And they
yeah.
changed sound. They completely changed their sound. And I was like, oh, this isn't
A lot of bands did
indie.
that though, didn't they? Because Stereophonics did that. We're on about them recently
Yeah,
because the first couple of albums are really good. Then they went
yeah,
really crap because they went, oh, we don't need this heavier rock sound or indie sound or whatever. We just need slow plodding crap to do okay in the charts. And then, it just annoys me. Like, I understand that sometimes you need a couple of slower songs and a change of tempo, whatever, but Jesus Christ, no, Coldplay, just fucking hell. I absolutely hate them, honestly. Anytime we get a new Coldplay album in at work, it's like, fuck. Where's your Coldplay? Oh, God, I've got to go and touch them now.
yeah.
The Coldplay CDs are vinyl, not the customers. That'd be weird.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I know.
Yeah, that's okay. So let's move on to the TV debuts then.
Yes,
We had,
this
on
is
the
a bit
2nd of
better.
April, "Hit Me Baby One More Time," which was the Vernon Kay hosted television show where contestants, it was singers, wasn't it, who came on, or celebrities,
Yeah,
and they would
I
do
think
covers of their favourite songs.
yeah.
And some of them are
Obviously,
decent.
this is
Some of them are decent.
yeah, but at this point, this sort of TV hadn't been flogged to death. Like things like Pop Idol and X Factor and stuff like that. But it was starting to build up a little bit, but it wasn't like, oh God, like you had this hamster wheel of shows throughout the year. And I don't think we'd quite got there, so some things still felt relatively fresh.
Yeah.
Not,
I mean, I didn't
not the
mind
type
this.
of thing I watched. I didn't
No,
watch
I
this
didn't
one.
watch it, but if it was, I did watch it sometimes when it was on in the background and someone else was watching it, and you'd be like, "Oh, it's quite a good rendition of that." It was all right. Then on the 23rd of April, we had Celebrity Wrestling,
Is
hosted
this a
by
Hulk Hogan
Rowdy
one?
Roddy Piper.
Oh no! Right, okay.
Yeah, this is Rowdy Roddy Piper hosting it. We had two teams. One was by D'Lo Brown, his team,
All right,
and
I
the
did
other
watch
was
this
Joe
then.
Legend. So
Yes.
some of the people we had in this then were Jeff Brazier, who was the husband of Jay Goody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think of other people. Michelle Heaton.
Yeah. Dustin Diamond, I think. Did you? No.
No, I think you're thinking of
No.
the American one, mate. This is the
Oh God,
British
right, it
one.
might be.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
James
Yeah, there we
Stewart,
go.
Lee Sharp.
Right.
Lee
Okay.
Sharp,
No
yeah,
worries.
yeah. Then on another team, you had Annabelle Croft, Kate Lawler from Big
Definitely. No,
Brother,
I did watch. I'd still end up watching this, but obviously I didn't
Victoria
like it as much as
Silvstedt as well, Mark
But,
Spite.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they were two teams, and they would face off, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
yeah. And then you had the the mystery celebrity who wore a mask. You had Fatima Whitbread, John Fashanu, Neil Ruddock. I can't remember the others now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that was
think
Celebrity Wrestling.
I'm mainly thinking of the American one myself, but I think I tried to watch this, but because I wasn't that into the celebrities that much, yeah, sadly the likes of Jay Goody's husband wouldn't grab me, Although Neil Ruddock was always entertaining whenever he was on TV. Do you remember? This is
Better
only
than
going
the
off for a split second. Oh well, do you remember what's it called? It was when they did. It was the ex-England footballers, and they went on tour to play a charity match. This was only probably on about 5 years ago. And Neil Ruddock was on it, and he had to obviously lose weight as well. And then like David Seaman was there, and a few others. And I'm sure they had like Terry Venables as a manager. It was really, really entertaining.
I may have
You
to
know,
find it.
it was probably from a few years ago, like no more than 5 years ago. But it was Neil Ruddock definitely in it, because obviously if you had to drop him, and he was like, "Going, I've really got to sort myself out because I'm gonna die if I, keep piling on the weight." Um, but yeah, that was one of the like celebrity type shows I absolutely loved. But anyway, sorry, you set me off with Neil Ruddock.
Okay.
Let's go on to
So
games.
games. So there were actual games again released
Yes.
in April 2005. So first one was Midnight Club 3, which was the third in the Rockstar Games produced racing series. Sadly, we don't get these anymore because the racing is now folded into GTA Online. That's where they do that now. They are so. Unfortunately, we'll never get another Midnight Club. Plus, it's the San Diego studio who did those, and they're the Red Dead team now. So
They were popular. Like, we sold quite a lot of those Midnight Club games
they were good.
back in the day.
They were really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed those games, but unfortunately, they'll never be released again. Sadly. The next we have the Matrix Online on the PC, which is actually canon. Like the storyline in the game is canon storyline.
I don't remember this much.
So,
This one,
Morpheus is dead in the latest movie.
yeah,
And he
yeah,
comes
yeah,
back as an AI. He comes
yeah.
back as a robot. Yeah. So he dies in the Matrix Online. That's one of the big
Oh,
story points
that's
of
quite
the
cool then.
game. Yeah. So the Matrix Online is actually part of the Matrix storyline.
I remember those other games on PS2 when the two Matrix films came out, and then the Animatrix, and they tried to build the world. Then a few years, yeah.
Yeah, with Jada Pinkett Smith's character, wasn't it? Neo did
Yes.
and Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is better than those, is it?
I mean, I played it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't for
Those
me.
sequels left a bad taste in people's mouths. That third film, I think, it just basically, ruined a lot of good Matrix
The Matrix
love.
Online was hugely popular.
Okay.
I think there was a big thing when they shut down the servers as well. Like loads of people reopened their accounts just to have like the last day of the Matrix.
Okay.
So, which is pretty cool. Next we have the first ever Lego Star Wars game, which
Ooh.
came out on the PS2, Xbox, Game Boy Advance, and PC.
Good games.
Yeah.
Nice, easy. If you're rubbish at games, you can still pick
Well, I
up
mean,
and
this
play.
was when the
It's
Lego
not
games
perfect.
finally took off, right? I mean, we'd had so many Lego games prior, but none of them were huge hits.
Oh yeah,
You do Lego
for
Star
sure.
Wars, and it was just massive because this was like a way to play Star Wars, like your Star Wars toys. It was cool. It was so repetitive and stuff. Now you would think, oh no, I can't do this again. But at the time, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was really good. And next we have Predator: Concrete Jungle on the PS2 and Xbox. I haven't played this.
Not.
Mostly because
I own it, but I've never played it. Yeah. No. Never played it, but I wanted to. And even when I bought it, I've gone, I'll play it later. Still haven't. 20 years on.
Yeah. So yeah, we haven't really got a lot to say about the games on that really, other than RIP Midnight Club 3.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest loss, really. Because again, it's just it's so sort of like, we've said this with football games. There's certain series that were so good, and what they did was like so different to other things. And it's basically what people need. Choice again.
Yeah, they do. There's hardly anything now. I mean, the thing, if you look at like PS5, that doesn't really have any arcade racing games other than the Crew, that latest one, until tomorrow when we record this tomorrow, so the 25th of April. Forza Horizon 5 from Xbox comes out then fills the gap of an arcade racer. But there's hardly any. And I mean, I was saying this online to Ashley Day.
Oh yes, I know.
That there are now
Ashwell.
only there was at the time when I said this, there were only 2 racing games coming out of Japan nowadays, and that's Mario Kart and Gran Turismo.
It sounds insane. But have you noticed? I spoke to Martin Nakamura, our friend, and he was on about years ago the Auto Modelista, the PS2 Capcom one, and he used to be able to pick that up for pence. And now
Yeah.
that's sort of like people have discovered it recently. Because I know that Jebs24 or Gemma from channel, she was like, it was on her wish list for ages. So anytime I saw her videos, she was going around trying to get them, and I was like, how is this so hard to get? Like,
I
I
remember
gave
getting
mine
that
to
for
yeah,
nothing.
I gave it to Phil, Geordie Phil. But yeah, it's not something you see
Yeah.
so much anymore.
No.
But yeah, the driving games. Look, you know my love for Burnout 3. Burnout 3 is like one of my all-time favorite games. If you do want a bit of arcade racing, I would say what are they called? Ones with Barry Leach doing the music.
Yeah, the second
Christ,
one's not very good. I don't like that.
oh, is it not? Oh
Turbo,
no.
Horizon
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So I've not bought number 2 yet. I'm always
So
waiting to
I
go
love the
down to
first one. I
pence.
think the first one's
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
first one's brilliant. Yeah.
But I didn't like the second one. It was it tried to do more of an Outrun 2 style, but it's not as good as
Okay.
Outrun 2.
Mm.
So that's just disappointing. It's disappointing, that one.
Right,
And,
okay.
yeah,
Well,
I was
Horizon Chase
really
1
hyped
is
for it,
still
but yeah.
10 years ago now. Horizon Chase, I think. I'm
Yeah,
sure it was about 2015 as well. And it's still brilliant. The music is absolutely fantastic. Anyway,
yeah, it's insanity.
let's
That's
carry
what it
on.
is. Anyway, so
Sorry.
in the news in the UK, we had on the 4th of April, the Gender Recognition Act 2004 comes into effect, allowing transsexual people to have their reassigned gender legally recognised by law. So that's pretty cool. Into 2004, after what's recently happened in the law. We won't go into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 5th of April, Tony Blair asked the Queen for a dissolution of Parliament for a general election on the 5th of May, as he was losing support after his illegal war in
Yeah.
Iraq. So yeah, he did that, and he then strengthened his position, didn't he, with that election? So
Yeah.
on the 7th of April, MG Rover, which was the last British-owned volume car maker. So forget McLaren and stuff like that, because they don't make volume; they make bespoke cars. Same with Aston
Yeah.
Martin. They're not.
Rover were huge though back
Yeah.
I remember as a kid my granddad having a Rover car and seemed quite
My dad
posh.
had a Rover, but yeah, it's quite nice. But yeah, they were placed into receivership on the 7th of April,
Mm.
and then just 8 days later, they made nearly the entire workforce of 6,000 redundant.
God, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So this is the thing. This is the thing. British industry is dead, right? And it's never coming back, which is disgusting. Yeah. And we don't even have our own cars, mass-produced cars anymore. It's so sad. Anyway, also on the 7th of April, the Gambling Act 2005 transfers authority for licensed gambling from magistrates' courts to local authorities, which created the Gambling Commission, allowing gambling companies to advertise on broadcast media, which is then regulated. So before it wasn't ever regulated, now it's regulated locally. So that was a good move to try and help with the lies of gambling.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were actually being held to account with their advertising, which was good. On the 9th of April, Prince Charles at the time, King Charles as we know him now, married Camilla Parker Bowles.
Still both together? And you're thinking 20 years. Hang on. Yeah, 20 years now.
20 years ago. And yeah, so they were married at Windsor Guildhall, and a blessing at St George's Chapel. So it wasn't the proper big royal wedding, because obviously they were both divorcees. So it was frowned upon to do that. So yeah,
I'm not a mad royal, but the fact is we've been together now 20 years, and that's nothing to be sniffed at, really. Because obviously you remember the hoo-ha,
you
because
just got
everyone
me
obviously
imagining
loved
sniffing Camilla.
Diana. Yeah, there you
You've got me
go.
imagining Charlie sniffing Camilla now, mate. Oh,
There you go. Nothing to be
Thanks.
sniffed at.
it's not like moths.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, we'll have a quick break and then we'll come back to the year 2015.
Before Nintendo came out with Super Metroid, we wanted to make sure it was the most intense Metroid battle ever. So we thought we'd see how Killer here would fare against it. Ready, boy? That's 24 megs worth of weapons, worlds, and weirdos old Killer's up against. Nintendo's biggest game ever. He's a big boy. He can handle it. Well, let's see how he did. Ship it! Super Metroid, only on the Super NES.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little break just there as much as we did. We went and had a wee together.
Yes.
So
yes.
let's move into 2015. There were some movies released. Not all
Some
of them
okay
good.
ones.
Not all of them good.
Yeah.
I forgot to write down the dates for these. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Fast and Furious 7, or just Furious 7, as it was called over here, released in April 2015, which was the 7th movie in the Fast and Furious series, if you hadn't guessed by the name of the title. This would have been the first without Paul Walker, wouldn't it?
Possibly. I'd given up by then. I did watch number 4 when it came back, and then for some reason I picked up at Fast and Furious 10, which I quite enjoyed recently.
That's the penultimate Fast and Furious.
Yeah. I did try to watch number 9 when we went into space, but I went, this is absolutely ridiculous, and turned it off.
That's the beauty of the Fast and Furious series.
Oh, God, no.
It's so great. I love how ridiculous it is.
It probably would be. Actually, no, it must be around that time. Because this must be number 6, would have been about, say, 2013, maybe. And I'm trying to think when Paul Walker died.
I'm pretty sure this would have been the first one without him.
Yeah, I mean, it must be around here because the technology was starting to kick in, where you could sort of not reenact, but you could make a likeness of them, just for the odd scene, yeah. So I might be totally off here, but I know that they've teased little things, it's like a case of like, why can't I think what it's called?
Oh no, Fast and Furious 7 was the last one with him in. They didn't finish filming it by the look of it.
Oh right, okay.
In it. So at the end they used his brother for it.
Yeah, for a rear shot. Okay.
Yeah,
they're not terrible films. They're just popcorn movie, Although again, it's still telling a bit of a story arc, and we've tried to, because it moved away from the racing to more like these are criminals,
And he's not dead in the series either. Like he's still alive in the series.
Yeah.
Just in hiding.
Yeah.
So because they couldn't kill him off, did they? In the thing, because they had a film to do. So
I hope they don't do anything stupid, like say, put someone under a mask and then we say, "Oh, it's you." Yeah,
Mark Hamill,
you're like
being younger.
Or oh god, what's it called? Those awful G.I. Joe movies when Christopher Eccleston has a mask put on him and then he's in the next film. Oh god, it's awful.
Yeah.
So,
that was
anyway,
it's a good movie, I think. Anyway, next up we have Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
I have seen it, but I don't recall a damn thing about it.
Hot Tub Time Machine, I thought, was actually quite good and quite a funny comedy. However, I recently watched Hot Tub Time Machine 2 because my partner wanted to watch it because she liked the first one.
Right.
And it's so bad. John Cusack doesn't return for this movie.
Oh god.
Playing his son in the future. So they time travel into the future in this one to solve the murder of one of the other characters. And John Cusack's character is referenced a lot and he's thought to be in the movie, but he's definitely not in the movie. And yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I don't like it. I don't want to talk about this. Move on.
No.
Anyway, the next one then, John Wick. Keanu absolutely bossing it, trying to find his dog's killer. What a movie! What a great action series that is.
I never knew it would turn into such a big series, you know,
I didn't
and
either. When I
also
first saw the
have a
trailer
TV
for it,
spin-off. Well,
yeah,
because it was just basically a revenge film, a standalone revenge film, and again, quite quick. Like, I don't think it was like a really long one. And you're thinking, oh, you know, it's Keanu Reeves, long hair again, guns, you know,
yeah,
this is it, kicking ass, you know,
yeah. And
and
when I saw the
you just
trailer, I thought this looks silly. I like it. I'm going to watch it. And
yes,
then you
well,
watch it, and it's actually really good. The set pieces are absolutely fantastic.
well, you
But
can tell it's
I
silly
didn't
because
think
they did the
it,
Keanu piss
I
take
didn't think
film.
they'd do another. Yeah.
I didn't expect a sequel, but then not
No,
just a sequel. To carry on and make a story. I've still never watched number 4 though. I've still got to watch number 4.
they're all good. Like
Yeah,
they're all good. They're all good movies. I don't think it needs anything else though. That's the thing. I think it's done. You
I
know,
will watch
possible.
number 4 at some point, but I'm sure we're saying there's another one coming. And I've not watched the Continental, the Amazon Prime series, but I've
I
been
haven't seen
told
them either.
it's okay. But it's obviously a prequel telling you about
But
thingy
sadly,
Lovejoy's role.
we've also lost Lance Hendrick as well. Haven't we?
Yeah, and he's a big part of that
Lance
as
Riddick,
well.
sorry, Lance Riddick. Lance Hendrick is
Yeah, I know what you
completely
mean.
different.
Yeah,
Lance Riddick. Oh, I love Lance Riddick so much. What a guy. He was so good. And everything he did, he was brilliant.
he was in The
I will
Wire.
say
No,
he
yeah,
was in The
no,
Wire. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah. That's what I was thinking about mostly. Yeah,
yeah.
I love him. And so we move on to another sequel, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, also
Christ
released.
Almighty! Like, who looks at this and goes, "Oh my god, everyone wants a sequel to this"? And this goes the same with things like Grown Ups 2, you know, and other Adam Sandler films and stuff. It's just not the type of thing where you need a sequel again, like Hot Tub Time Machine 2, and you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, I forgot they did a sequel to this."
Yeah.
Where it's like there's
It-
just enough jokes and a story to do one film on this sort of
yeah.
thing. I mean,
And
I'm
they're
not
trying
being
to get
funny.
like
Wait,
a stupid Die Hard thing,
yeah,
isn't it? But it's
yeah,
not. Yeah.
it's just awful. I mean, I know we talked about Dumb and Dumber before, and obviously we won't talk about Dumb and Dumber 2, you know. And I'm not being funny. When a comedy that great struggles to do a decent sequel, something like a 2-star comedy film, 3 at a push.
But
I'm
I
on
mean, it
about
made
Hot Tub
money.
Time
That's the
Machine 1.
problem.
Yeah, I suppose, but
Paul Blart made a
Christ.
lot of money because Kevin James was hot in the early 2000s.
I suppose.
Like he was,
I'm just down
he
on
was
shit
hot.
like this.
Right. I hate them. I hate the movies. Like
Yeah,
so bad. He's done so many bad movies, that man.
yeah, yeah.
But you know,
Let's move
anyway,
on because the next one's
the
better.
Avengers: Age of Ultron. So the second movie in the Avengers series. Not even close to how good the original Avengers was. But this was Joss Whedon
That's
doing
true, but I
his
still like
movie.
this. I
I
watched
mean,
this
it's
fairly
decent.
recently and I
It
still
is
enjoyed
decent.
it.
It is decent. I did go see it in the cinema and enjoyed it, and I bought it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did enjoy it, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as the first one. I think some of the set pieces from the first one, like being in New York and having this alien invasion, it's hard to top that with a
Mm.
robot, you know, who's just attacking this one place in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, see, what I do like is though, because it sort of expands the story, it does move the story on quite well. And also, I do like James Spader, you know, so because I love the
Well,
Blacklist.
one of the things
So,
I didn't really like about it was the fact that because it came after Winter Soldier, right, where Hydra had been exposed and brought down,
yeah.
but it didn't really do much with that sort of Hydra storyline, you know, because it starts off
But
with
back
just going
then,
around.
it's still moving things into place, but bit by
Yeah,
bit, you know,
yeah,
because you remember, this is still probably probably only about the fifth. No, a bit more than fifth,
This is
really,
the one
isn't
where
it?
we first see Thanos as well, isn't it? At the end, in the
Yeah, yeah. You see Thanos at the end, and then also you're seeing Scarlet Witch. Well, no, it's not Scarlet Witch. Sorry. What's it called? No, it's Finger. Black. Fucking hell. Who are the twins?
they're in
Quick.
the movie the whole time.
Yeah. But I can't think of the names at the moment. My brain's just
And
gone.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're seeing these characters coming in, but then again, like you just been saying, like, oh, you didn't really bring on this part of a story, but back then everything was so well thought out, bringing this entire universe together. So it's a case of like one film would move the pieces a little bit faster than another one. You know, they're all slowly moving towards this destination. And then, like you say, when you're seeing Thanos at the end and stuff, and then you're going, right, because you're staying for those end scenes, because you're needing to know, right, here we go. This is what's been happening in another part of the universe. You know, and like, it's always building up the anticipation, you know, and by the time you get to Endgame, you know, like I watched that Infinity War and Endgame, and I just go, these are brilliant, you know, like I feel like it's worth the wait. But this is one reason as well why I don't enjoy any of the Marvel films now. I feel like everything else is so anticlimactic. The Spider-Man ones are quite enjoyable, you know, a few laughs and stuff, but you know, like I've still not watched like the last Ant-Man film and stuff, because the way I look at it is it's told the story. Now I know everyone's like saying the Doomsday storyline with Doctor Doom's going to be, you know, the next big thing next year. I think it's next year anyway. And yeah, but I think the Avengers films are great because all the standalone films then, with your Captain Americas, with your you know, we'll say Black Panther and Iron Man, it's all coming together and it's just exciting. You know, you had to have patience. You had to have patience because if you missed anything, I feel like you are missing a fair chunk of a story. I do feel like you needed to watch all these. And this is why, at the time, everyone said if you wanted the best storyline, to watch them in a certain order, the entire, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm quite passionate over this, which is surprising because I'm not a mad geek.
It is good how it sets up a lot of these beats. I just think that there's another version of this that could have been more.
Yeah,
just,
yeah, no. You could easily do it. Yeah.
I think Ultron as well. I think he wasn't as menacing as he should have been either. You know, I don't think they really gave him that threat as much as he could have. I mean, it was just, yeah.
Yeah, it's just basically making his robot army, because the part where he takes over Jarvis, and because I watched this probably only a few months ago, and so when he takes over Jarvis and the Avengers are basically in the same room with him and be like, you know, Jarvis, it's like, no, I'm taking over him now, and they're like, oh shit, and they're trying to take him down, but obviously he escapes.
I wanted to see more of that. And then it's like, oh no, it's just making a robot army.
No, it's just making, yeah, it's a robot army.
They're just gonna be cannon fodder, basically.
He's taken down quite quickly, you know, in the scheme of things.
Yeah, you see, I think it was a wasted character. I really do.
Yeah, anyway, it's not like you made one. Anyway, sorry, go on. Games.
Let's move on to singles. Music.
Oh, singles. Sorry, yes.
So, number one for the whole month was "Hold My Hand" by Jess Glynn. I don't know the song.
Oh, that travel. You do. It's like
I don't.
You will do, because you'll have watched one of the "Baby Hold My Hand." It's always on the travel adverts. EasyJet.
That one.
EasyJet song. Yeah.
I just thought that was.
That's it. Are you ready for this? Okay. I'm sure that's it. Oh, is that? Are you ready for this? Anyway, I'm sure it's that's definitely Jess Glynn. Sorry. It's just no. She is no.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So,
that's the only song. Bloody hell.
We have
albums.
"Chaos and the Calm" by James Bay. Again, I have no idea who that is.
He's got long hair and he wears a hat.
Right.
I've seen pictures of him at work.
Yeah, that doesn't really help. "The Day Is My Enemy" by someone called The Prodigy.
Never heard.
You know
I ca
anything about them?
No,
Paul?
no, it sounds awful. No. I did quite like this album, and I was listening to it last week in the car, quite loud while the kids were asleep in the back. And I was like, do you know what? This is not a bad album.
It's not. It's not that bad. It's
Yeah, it's
their
still not one of the
weakest.
best. It, it's not the weakest. I don't see it as the
What
weakest, but
What do you think's the weakest?
the weakest.
Yeah.
I still. Oh God. See, I'm not mad on. I was just trying to think really whether or not I'd actually say what's it called? Always Outnumbered, which I don't love really. Um, I'll probably say that is because apart from Girls and Spitfire, there's nothing that I absolutely love. Of those ones. Obviously, I've already said Jill's Generation is my favorite album of all time by anyone, so that was
Actually, yeah, I'm
always
going to
number
agree with
one.
you. Yeah, always
I
outnumbered
just
as
think,
well.
yeah. But then whenever Invaders Must Die's okay, it's got some good stuff on it.
I bet you guys got like at least 4 absolute bangers on it.
But then again, I'm looking at Days My Enemy now, and Days My Enemy is a good track. Nasty's all right. Rebel Radio I hate. Ibiza's not so bad. Destroyer Light, Wild Frontier, Rottweiler, Roadblocks that still gets played a lot.
Yeah, that's
Get Your
really
Fight
good.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I've got some good memories and watching the band at this time as well. That was over at Blackpool. Went out and got absolutely smashed day drinking and then going to a Prodigy gig with my mate Mariner and another mate Hilton. And yeah, we got to meet the band afterwards, which was absolutely great. But we were just a sweaty mess. And yeah,
bet
I just
they got
remember
to-
losing my temper with someone at the bar because I'm quite short. It took ages to get served, and I just went, "Oh, for fuck's sake! Tell you what, I'm just invisible, am I?" I went, "Oh, sorry, we didn't see you there." And yeah,
To be
I was
fair, I
so
used to say
angry.
that when I worked behind the bar. I used to say that to all the short men.
No, I know it's just, but it was so
But
annoying because,
that
yeah,
because I'm 6'3", right?
yeah,
I used to, because you'd always see that the little men would always be the ones kicking off.
I know, and
And
trying to stand
they
on
would
our
always be the
tiptoes.
little ones at the bar, and I would always go, "Oh, sorry, I did not see you there."
This
In
is
front of
why
their
I'm a fan of
girlfriends.
the queuing system. This is why I prefer the queuing system. Even though I get mocked for it, it just anyway it gives me a chance. But yeah, great time. Brilliant night in Blackpool, May 2015. But yeah, so yeah, some good memories there, definitely. But yeah,
Future Hearts by All Time Low.
nope, don't know them.
Nope.
I know of the band,
And
but couldn't tell you
The
anything about them.
Ultimate Collection of Paul Simon.
Gonna be some
So
good stuff on there.
there'll be good stuff on
Definitely.
there.
Obviously,
I mean,
the
it's Paul
Ultimate
Simon.
Collection.
Yeah, it's going to have all the
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean, yeah, so some a couple of good albums, and then 2 that I have no idea anything about them. So let's move on to television. So on the 30th of April on BBC Two, The Game started. Now, have you seen The Game?
I've not seen any of these 3 things that you've pulled out
Oh my god!
because I wasn't watching TV in 2015.
Right, 2 of these are
Yeah.
absolute bangers. Right, so The Game is a Cold War spy thriller set in London
Okay.
in 72, I want to say. It's a 6-part series. So you've got Brian Cox in there, Paul Ritter's in there. Yeah, it's so good. Like the acting is actors just chewing the scenery, like Brian Cox just freaking owning it, when he's on screen. It's fantastic. It's really good. I wonder if it's on iPlayer now, because it's worth a watch. Like I say, it's just 6
Okay.
episodes, and they're like an hour each. So if you've got 6 hours, it's a really good Cold War thriller.
Okay.
So
No, not
do
one that
watch
I'm
it.
up on.
Watch it.
So what have we got next?
Next, we got Play to the Whistle, which was on ITV on the 11th of April. Now, this was ITV's answer to A League of Their Own, which had
Oh, okay.
Holly Willoughby as the host. Then you had Bradley Walsh, Frank Lampard, Ramesh Ranga. I
Oh,
can't
wow,
pronounce
okay. I
his name.
quite like some
Sean
Ranganathan.
Walsh and Jimmy Bullard as on the teams. And yeah, that ran for 3 series. And obviously, Ramesh is now the host of A League of Their Own. So
No, I didn't
yeah,
watch it.
it
But that's
wasn't
not
good.
a bad
Yeah, it
bad
wasn't
list
good.
of
I did
people.
watch it the first time because I thought, I bet Jimmy Bullard's funny, because he seems like a bit of a nutter. But he was a bit too self-aware of his persona, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Then we have on the 20th on ITV, we have Safe House, which is a crime drama starring Christopher Eccleston and Marsha Thomason. So they're a couple of family, and so they're being pursued by some bad guys. I won't go into because I can't tell you it is without spoiling stuff. If anyone does ever want to watch it, so they turned their house in the Lake District into a safe house, and he's
This
trying to keep
rings
his
a
family
bell.
safe, and it's really tense. It's a really tense drama, and yeah, I can't say too much about spoiling because there's every good bit is something that will spoil something. So if it's on anything to stream, do watch that as well as the game because they're both absolutely fantastic dramas. Okay.
I'm wondering if I've seen this with it being Christopher Eccleston, but I don't know.
It is really, really good.
I
So
might mention
yeah,
that to
again,
Carrie. She'll remember.
it's just a one series thing. So yeah,
Okay.
next up we're going on to video games. So I've got some news of video games actually, because that you can actually start getting the news from that time point archived online, which you can't really do with anything prior to that in the game industry. It's quite hard to find that sort of information. So Bandai Namco renamed themselves to from Bandai Namco Games to Bandai Namco Entertainment. 2K Australia, who developed the Borderlands prequel, they were shut down by Take-Two Interactive. Phil Harrison, the worldwide corporate vice president of Microsoft Studios, left Microsoft. After the cancellation of Silent Hills, Konami delisted itself from the New York Stock Exchange.
Jesus, that seems
Yeah.
so long ago. But it's only 10 years as well. So it's like, in the time I've known you, all this stuff was happening, because we spoke a lot back then.
So yeah,
Christ, we've known you over a decade.
Yeah, they delisted.
But we never met in person. Sorry, there we go.
Their stock took such a hit after they cancelled Silent Hills.
I'm not surprised. Because then what year did we get PT?
Kojima. I think it was 2014.
Oh god, yeah, because PT was meant to be Silent Hills, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Silent Hill, yeah. God, that seems so long ago.
But we have some releases that month. So we've got Mortal Kombat X or 10, depending on which way you want to look at it, because it was the first one with no Roman numerals, right? So all the others were numbers.
Yeah, and it was like the one before it was starting to make the bit of a comeback trail because since Mortal Kombat 4, really, the series, no one really cared about Mortal Kombat. They still kept putting these games out, but this was around the time like Warner Brothers bought it as well. So obviously you were starting to get the characters in, like your Freddy, Jason, and everything like that. So
it looks spectacular.
They're actually, they're putting everything back into it. So 9 was getting it back onto the straight and narrow, and 10 onwards. And like I said to you before, the Mortal Kombat characters are in Fortnite at the moment. So I've got Theo going, oh, look at this. Sub-Zero and Scorpion say, toasty. And I was like, right, well, let me tell you about that. And telling about how you had to try and do certain fatalities to get him to pop up. The toasty guy in the original Mortal Kombat games. But it's great. It really is. Like, he's wants to play the original games, but I said no because you're not 15 and they are quite violent. So just stay watching your Fortnite.
Although we
Yeah.
were playing them way before.
Yeah, well, I wasn't 8 when they came out. Instead, I was watching films like Predator, trying to be a good parent. Well, he wanted to watch the Mortal Kombat films. So I went, well, I'm not showing you the new ones because they've got a lot more gore and violence in them. But I will show you this bit from the 1995 Mortal Kombat. And Carrie goes,
Yeah.
Polly, you sure? I went, yeah. And I just had a quick look on YouTube and it says, Johnny Cage versus Scorpion. And I went, right, okay, I'll put this on. And it's a bit, and it's so cheesy. And we've talked about Mortal Kombat, the movie. And it was like, it shows like Johnny Cage walking in the forest, and then you see Scorpion appear out of nowhere, and like the rope come out of his hand, and then like Carrie just started laughing, just going, "Is that meant to be good effects?" And it's like, "Get over here!" And obviously his mouth's not moving, and then Scorpion's skull gets like kicked off or split in half or something like that. It's just, it looks awful. And that film was a 15th when it came out. But again, that is 30 years old. But going back to Mortal Kombat 10, I think they've got the sort of demand for it again, which I never thought would happen. There's not many series that have been around now for 30 odd years and are still popular. They've had their peaks and troughs, and yeah. Anyway,
Street Fighter only really came back with 4, didn't it?
Number 3 didn't do as well,
and the Alpha series weren't massive either. They're good games, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying they weren't mainstream. So another game released this month was Broken Age, which I backed on Kickstarter, which was a Tim Schafer going back to his adventure roots.
Yeah, I need to double fine, is it?
Double Fine,
I still need to play this, and I know it was on PlayStation Now for yonks. Still never played it. Still on the playlist.
I backed it and I played through it on Vita. I adored it. I thought it was brilliant. Next up we have Crypto the Necro Dancer, which
Don't know this one.
It's a really cool rhythm action game. So the music, you've got to time your attacks to the beat of the music.
Okay.
They did a Zelda version as well called Cadence of Hyrule.
Oh yeah.
And it's based off. It's a version of that game, but with the Zelda skin. And it's very good. Like both of them are very, very good games. Then we had Box Boy, which came out on 3DS, I want to say, which was a HAL game where you play a little box and you've got to use. It's basically it's a puzzle platformer, and you've got to try and fit in to the right shapes and that sort of stuff to get through the levels. It's good.
What was that on?
The next,
Vita.
I'm pretty sure it was 3DS.
Oh right, yeah. I've never played that.
It might have been on Wii U as well, but I played it on 3DS. Next up, this game is an absolute. This should be a crime that this game is still stuck on the Wii U, because you can't buy it anymore because it was a digital download only Wii U game, and that store has long dead, right? And it's Affordable Space Adventures. It's a puzzle game, and it made use of the Wii U touchpad and things, but it's not something that couldn't be done elsewhere. So it's just absolutely disgusting that this game is still stuck. Like, just you can't play it without doing things illegally. Like there's no legal way of playing this game, which is so sad. Because it is just a fantastic little game. It is the only Wii U exclusive left, really, isn't it? If you think about it in that perspective.
Space Adventures, not one I
because
know,
you can
but
buy the disc of Star Fox, right? So you can buy the disc of that, so you can play that, but you can't play this game unless you bought it on the Wii U when the shop was open.
Yeah, see, this is what's annoying, isn't it? Now, puzzle adventure game.
Yeah,
okay.
Very good. So another one that came out was a platformer called I Am Bread, where you are a piece of bread and you've got to get to the toaster.
Yes.
And you've got to try and navigate different environments, and avoid things like dirty floor or the dog or cat or mouse or something, whichever.
Not a bad idea. I've only played it a little bit, on
Yeah.
PS3, I think. Maybe.
It's a decent enough platformer. It's not anything to write home about. And due to someone pointing out to me that Shovel Knight came out on everything that wasn't the Wii U, because the Wii U version came out the year before, for Shovel Knight. And Shovel Knight is a fantastic old school action platformer in the vein of something like of like a Mega Man / Castlevania
Yeah.
style. Beautiful pixel art, fantastic soundtrack. Yeah, it was very good. And I like playing it. If you played it on PlayStation, you got to play as like Kratos as well.
Yeah.
So you had that sort of thing on there. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. I love Shovel Knight. So that's worth mentioning. So that brings us into the news from April 2015. So the English Heritage begins to operate as a charitable trust to manage the nation's portfolio of historic properties, while Historic England is formed to take on its previous function in statutory planning, advice on and protection of historic built environments. So that's cool that we have this thing in place to keep all these fantastic grounds and buildings well kept. Because it is important to try and keep all these things.
Oh, yeah.
From
Yeah.
being turned into anything that's uncouth. On the 2nd of April, the only televised leaders debate to include the Prime Minister at the time, David Cameron, aired on ITV, and that was obviously with Ed Miliband and was it who was the leader of the Lib Dems then? Was it still Nick?
Yeah, Nick.
Nick Clegg.
Nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick.
So yeah, because he refused to do any other debates, didn't he?
Yeah, I just. I
He
think it was
did
just when I
one
was starting to
debate.
really get into politics around this time, But
Um,
anyway,
Anyway,
moving on.
Yeah. So, there was this. Now, this I do remember. So, an estimated £200 million worth of jewels were stolen from Hatton Garden safe deposits in Hatton Garden, London, in
It's
a
insane.
heist that took place over the Easter bank holiday weekend. The CCTV footage later emerges at the website of the Daily Mirror, showing the thieves dressed as building workers and using wheelie bins to get out the jewels.
Mm.
I remember this so well. And I know it was only 10 years ago, but it was one of those things where you're like, yes, lads, take that money.
Yeah, I mean, they've done films and a TV
Yeah.
series on it, haven't they?
Yeah.
A film and a TV series on it. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. When you're just thinking, how do you almost get away with that as well? But to get that much in value.
I'm always really, I always find it really gutting when the criminals don't get away with these things. When you see,
oh God, I'm going to sound weird.
hopefully-
It sounds a bit romantic in a way.
Yeah, it's
Do you know
like
what I
when
mean?
you
You're
watch
like,
the Great Train Robbery stuff, right? And you're like, go on,
yes,
lads.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Phil Collins' Buster.
Yeah.
There we
what a
go.
movie.
Just as we start wrapping up, bringing Phil Collins
Phil
back
Collins
into it.
again, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oxford beat Cambridge in the first women's boat race to be rowed on the same course on the same day as the men's race. 2015.
Wow.
For them to actually let the women enjoy.
I know
the
that's a
same.
big deal for you guys down there, with your
Oxford
boat
also,
races.
Oxford also won the men's race that year as well, which is disappointing.
Oh.
Yeah. There's what else was there? Oh, more than 38,000 people took part in the London Marathon in 2015, making it the biggest in the event's 35-year history.
Wow. I
Yeah.
can't believe it's only been going 35 years, though, at that point as well. So you're thinking, first one's like 1980. You'd think something like that had been around for absolutely ages, but there you go.
Yeah. And on the 29th of April, the UK Supreme Court rules that the government must take immediate action to cut air pollution following a case brought by lawyers at Client Earth. Which, I remember this because there was that girl who died of asthma. Well, she had asthma, right? But the London air quality was so bad that she died from the air. Like, it was so polluted in London that this girl just couldn't live. And that was one of the bits of evidence they used in this court case, was to say, look, the air is so bad it's going to kill people. And it did happen, didn't it? yeah, when was it? After World War II, when the London air pollution was so bad that people were dying from the air pollution back then as well.
Yeah, because obviously you had well, up here you had factories and mines, didn't you? You know, and stuff. So I suppose that's just it. Because obviously we were such an industrial country, but then you've got the flip side of it, haven't you? You know, 1 minute we're talking about, you know, the car manufacturing going and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, that is a totally massive conversation, bigger than the Friends one that we had, and Father Ted.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our look back on the last 40 years in the month of April. Hope you enjoyed that little time capsule there. So yeah, thank you, Paul, for joining me and helping me out this one.
Anytime. I look forward to May next.
Yes. So then please do review us and like us and whatever, because it would really help. And yeah, and the next episode, just a little bit of a spoiler, Danny and I plan on talking about the movies and the games of James Bond 007. So look out for that one. But until then, we'll find out how can you mend a broken heart.